First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
Welcome into another edition of First Alert Weather Extra. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, WBRC Fox 6, and we are talking about some more big temperature changes on the way. We had parts of our area yesterday, North Alabama, and in the areas north of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham with temperatures 30s and 40s. Today, temperatures in the 60s. Tomorrow, temperatures back in the 30s and 40s. It's been quite the temperature roller coaster, so don't put away the jacket. We got some colder air rolling in. Let's show you what's on the way in this episode of First Alert Weather Extra, streaming on the First Alert Weather app and, of course, on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV if you have our WBRC streaming channel app. Well, it is Severe Weather Awareness Week. We've had plenty of practice, as we've talked about all week long. It seems like it's been severe weather season since the year started. Hail awareness, we're going to get into that today. From a winter storm to flooding, show you some scenes of what's happening across the country. Some big impacts happening in areas north and west of here. And a pattern change on the way. Meteorologist Jill Gilardi takes us beyond the 7-day forecast as we take a look at what's on the way on down the road here. And it feels like springtime. If you don't have spring fever yet, well, this will certainly give you spring fever with 70s at past 6 o'clock at night here in February, 74 in Birmingham. You look at West Alabama, starting to see some rainfall, and some of our forecast data has been showing some showers in here developing. And as we look at what's going on, there may be a storm that pops up. We have all the cold air. That's actually frozen precipitation. You can see back across Arkansas. I'm not expecting that kind of weather tonight, but that cold air is on the move again. This is that same system that's been stalled out, starting to move south again as a cold front. So as that moves in here tonight, it could bring a rumble of thunder and some pockets of heavier rainfall, but the rain rates and rain amounts won't be nearly as intense as what we saw earlier this week. So if you live in a flood-prone area to the north where we've had some of that flash flooding this week, you know, there could be some heavy rain, some heavy pockets out there, but not the kind of rain like what we saw earlier in the week. And I'm not too concerned about severe weather. And typically, you know, when you're going from warmer weather to colder weather, you get concerned many times that there could be some active severe weather happening, but this does not have the upper level support. A lot of the upper level energy is lifting off to the north, and that means we're talking about a system here where we are not too concerned about organized severe weather this go around. But we do have some pop-ups happening, a little bit of rain over into Mississippi. That's going to be moving over into Lamar County. That's actually Hamilton, Mississippi there. There's Sullivan, Alabama, Vernon, and Hytoge here in Lamar County, and those areas will be impacted as this moves to the north and east. So forecast data shows West Alabama primarily before midnight. By 10, 11 o'clock, we'll be tracking some of this rain for places like Bremen and back towards Coleman, areas to the north here around the Joppa community. Further south, the rain reaches us mostly after midnight and also for East Alabama. But again, you may hear a rumble of thunder later on tonight, so just want to give you that first alert. In the morning, if you look at the time, we'll stop it there, 4 a.m. You can see the back edge of the rain pushing through St. Clair County, tapering off here around Childersburg and around Logan Martin and back towards Gadsden, Ely Henry areas. That rain starting to taper off as we start our Friday. So most of the day tomorrow will actually be dry, just chilly, some clouds, kind of overcast to start the day as those temperatures fall. Maybe some peaks of sunshine in the afternoon, but I can't make any promises in this kind of setup that we're talking about for tomorrow. If you're heading out the door tonight, grab the umbrella again for central and eastern areas. Those rain chances coming in here later on. May need a light pullover. I know we've got a concert at Legacy Arena tonight. Reba McEntire, if you're heading to the concert out and about this evening, you won't need the heavy jacket. Now, you will need that heavier jacket tomorrow. Jill standing by. Jill, it's been Severe Weather Awareness Week, at least tonight. We're not too concerned about severe thunderstorms, but tonight's topic does apply to storms and something that we see often, especially in late spring and early summer, large hail.
That's right, Wes. I figured I would explain how large hail forms, kind of the short version of it. So, of course, you have a lot of rising air into a thunderstorm, and high up in the storm, you have a lot of moisture and ice, and everything is colliding and growing and getting bigger. So when you have a real strong updraft, that's going to keep whatever's inside the cloud in the storm up high, and it goes through these basically ups and downs. So as it goes up and down, it's going to get heavier and bigger, and again, those hailstones will grow sometimes very, very large, especially as you get really warm and humid air. But eventually what goes up must come down, and usually that's either just gravity or the updraft weaken. So what has been holding it up there the whole time starts to weaken, and eventually again those heavy hailstones come falling to the ground. So it's all about that updraft and what's going on inside the cloud in terms of temperatures, how much hail you can get and how big it can get. This is just some video from a year ago in Springville. I mean, look at that large, probably quarter, if not golf ball size hail. It can be very destructive, but you can have hail that's not very destructive, and that would be your pea size, your dime or penny or nickel. Now it's considered severe, so when we say there's a severe storm with potential large hail, we're talking about quarter size and bigger. And again, it can get up to softball size. I think the greatest size ever recorded was like grapefruit size, so it can be very damaging for crops, for animals, and for structures. So hopefully we don't see any of this stuff, but yeah, we'll be ready to protect what we can if we get any hail. But as you were mentioning, Wes, that activity moving in for tonight looks pretty harmless.
Yeah, not expecting large hail like what we saw there, Jill. And, you know, I remember one time it almost looked like it snowed outside. We had so much hail cover on the ground. And sometimes you get into late spring, early summer around here, you can have some impressive hail producers. I want to show you quickly the forecast tomorrow. Here's what you can expect. That temperature tomorrow, noticeably colder. We actually, places like Utah today, we got close to 80 to 81 degrees out there. Tomorrow, cut that in half. That's a kind of chill we're going to feel out there during the day Friday. So don't put away the jacket, some cooler weather on the way, but could have a few peaks of sunshine. Actually not a terrible day, just what you would typically expect for the month of February. But we'll talk more about the weekend. Let's show you what's on the way here on First Alert Weather Extra. And I mentioned a few moments ago, we'll show you where some of that winter weather's happening and the scenes there, including where some flooding's happening. We'll take you to a couple places, plus looking at that national forecast and a special visitor. Big surprise there. Had a fun afternoon. I'll show you what that's all about coming up in First Alert Weather Extra. The next big thing gives you a heads up days ahead of the next big storm system. The next 24 gives you the most accurate and updated look at tomorrow. And the next 60 gives you a 60-minute advantage against Mother Nature. Knowing what's next, days, hours, or minutes away, this is why we First Alert.
When we declare First Alert Weather Day, it's all hands on deck. We're on your side and in your hand with the First Alert Weather app. While Wes and the rest of the team track changes moment to moment, the app keeps you prepared and safe with video and alerts for your neighborhood. And if the power goes out, no worries, you can stream us anywhere. It's easy and it's always on. Stay ahead of Alabama weather. Just scan and tap and have the First Alert Weather app. This is why we First Alert.
On Good Day Alabama, we treat severe weather with the highest priority. It's more than just meteorologists. Everyone plays a part. Having more reporters in more places takes you beyond the First Alert, showing you the impact that we see on radar. We're live in your neighborhood when you need us. On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
Our lives revolve around planning for what's next, like the next ball game.
One hot dog with ketchup? It's the same with weather. That's why we're on your side with the next big thing, the next 60, and the next 24. Knowing what's next, days, hours, or minutes away.
This is why we First Alert. Who puts ketchup on a hot dog?
Getting live breaking news and local updates has never been easier. That's because we're on your side with the WBRC streaming app. Need updates between newscasts? You can catch up quick here. And when we're live on TV, we're live here too. Just search WBRC on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. WBRC Fox 6 News is on your side.
All right, welcome back. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, and showing you the almanac for the day. Tuscaloosa making it to 79 degrees today, 73 in Birmingham, Anniston 75. Unseasonably warm, but those are the official reported high temperatures on this day. And the weather situation, you know, we've had some unseasonably warm weather, certainly temperatures like this during this time of the year, but we're going to get back to where we should be with that average high close to 63 there. You can see those temperatures actually tomorrow will go below average. We'll have readings in the 50s, but it's been quite a stormy week across the region. The system that's brought these big temperature changes to us and even that heavier rain at times, well, there's been a lot of rain happening in states north of here. It's been a stalled front, and that front's been across the southeast region. You go north into the colder sector, that's where you get the wintry precipitation, but a lot of flooding. We had a couple of flood photos I showed you near Fayette yesterday, some of the local waterways. This is near the Nashville area there in the central Tennessee, but you can see some of the flooding happening. A lot of river flood warnings all across the region. When you look at some of the data products here, I was seeing river flood warnings stretching across Tennessee, multiple states there at the moment. But looking at the situation here through tonight, at least for us, it looks like the flood risk is going to be much lower here as that rain moves in. Let's take you to the winter weather side of this. This is in Springfield, Missouri, and there was actually some thunder sleet reported with this system a couple days ago, and just a wintry mess there. There's some snow and sleet and just a lot of freezing rain, you know, typically, and I know we've talked about the different types of wintry precipitation when you end up where you have temperatures, you go above the surface and it's warm enough for snow to melt. Well, sometimes that snow can melt, become rain, and then freeze on contact, but then it can partially refreeze and fall as sleet. And that's what's happening there, that wintry mix that you're seeing across Springfield, Missouri, and a little bit of freezing rain mixed in as well. I wanted to show you this. This is the river flood warnings. I pulled up this data. Look at all of these river flood warnings happening along the Mississippi River, around the Cumberland. You go to the north and the Tennessee River basin there, talking flood warnings happening there, but it's just been quite the system throughout the week that's been stalled out over the region, but things finally start to move as we go into the weekend, and we're going to talk more about that coming up. But let's talk more about this weather impacting the country with meteorologist Matt Daniel.
Hope you had a wonderful Thursday. If you've got any travel plans going into tomorrow, there could be some issues, especially if you're planning on traveling out to the northeast. As that system swings on through, there could be some mixture of rain, snow, and all of the above. So could see some big delays, especially in around the Boston area. Delays not as bad as you go towards New York City and into D.C. In the southeast, looking pretty quiet. Dallas looking good, Minneapolis looking good, and Denver maybe some small minor delays in that area. Let's talk about what's going on tomorrow, and that system is going to be spreading off towards the east, bringing in some heavy rainfall along Tennessee and the Carolinas, Virginia, West Virginia, maybe a little bit of ice possible mixing in, especially north of D.C. and north of New York City. And then above that, where it gets really cold up towards Maine, could see some pockets of very heavy snowfall as this area of low pressure moves from Chicago out towards the Atlantic. So something to watch. And here's a look at that future radar for tomorrow. There's that cold front making its way into the east. And that snow, most of that's going to be in the first half of the day. By the time we go into Friday afternoon, evening, conditions will start to improve, but pretty quiet once again across the central U.S. Florida's looking good, and the West Coast also looking really nice. How much rain could we see over the next couple of days? You can see more rain possible across the south and east, but maybe a couple of inches possible in and around Kentucky into Virginia and West Virginia. And as we take a look at tomorrow's highs, very cold weather once again, especially for the northern parts of the country. Teens for highs in Minneapolis, near 31 in Cleveland. Still very warm across Georgia and Florida going into Friday afternoon, but still pretty chilly across Texas and in parts of the Rockies. And then tomorrow night's temperatures, a lot of spots dipping below freezing pretty easily. Near freezing in Memphis, above freezing in Atlanta, but pretty cold up towards the northeast with lows into the 20s.
Every morning on Good Day Alabama, we know the news that matters the most to you is the news that hits closest to home.
And we know that to tell the best story means going to where the story is. That's why having more reporters in more places is so essential.
giving you more local stories that impact your family, your school, and your safety.
On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
I hear from people all the time with questions about healthcare, their insurance, and the safety of certain treatments. I'm Morgan Hightower, and I investigate these stories because if I were being taken advantage of, or if my family couldn't get the help they needed, I would want to know how to take action. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side, getting answers, keeping you informed and safe. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Get pinpoint locations down to your street level on the First Alert Weather app. You can download by searching WBRC in your app store. That's accuracy you can plan on.
I hear from people all the time having problems with their landlord or worried about being ripped off by a bad business. I'm Josh Gann, and I investigate stories like these because if I had questions about protecting my finances or how to save more money, I would want the best advice available. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side getting answers, keeping you informed and safe. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Get First Alert Weather and breaking news. Follow us on Twitter. Search at WBRC News.
Get First Alert Weather and breaking news. Follow us on Facebook. Search at WBRC News.
All right, checking out our First Alert 7-day forecast. We've got a good chance for some showers into Friday morning. This weekend, Saturday, looks like a few showers to the north, and then Saturday night and Sunday, those rain chances start to increase again. And some of that wet weather may linger into the day on Sunday. So the way it looks right now, if I'm making some plans there, Saturday, the outdoor activities, you got a greater chance of dodging the raindrops. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nice stretch of dry weather. Looking for a stretch of weather, do a little work around the house. Maybe got a big painting project coming up. Want to do some maybe you want to wash the driveway. You're looking at some good weather next week as temperatures top out in the 60s. But when we look at the radar tonight, the big story, the next big thing for us is that chance of rain coming back tonight. But when you look at First Alert AccuTrack radar, you can see it doesn't look too impressive here. It's mostly a lot of light rain. We have a front on the way, but this front's losing a lot of its support, a lot of its upper air energy here, and that's why it's going to kind of stall out again and leave us with some more wet weather over the weekend. We've got the flow pattern aloft's been out of the southwest, and many times when you get into that and these systems become parallel to the upper level winds, you don't get the wind shear, you don't get the kind of storms that like what we saw earlier this week, and that's why we're not really anticipating any major severe weather tonight. There's a look at Lamar County, Sullivan, some rain starting to fall. We did have a shower here around Pickensville. That's quickly moved off to the north, but again, our almanac for the day, highs in the 70s out there, extremely warm. We're going to flip the script tomorrow. We're talking temperatures in the 40s and 50s during the afternoon. Let's walk you through those temperatures. There's a look at 7 o'clock and through 8 o'clock tonight, mostly West Alabama impacted by rain, and I think the models may actually be even look more aggressive than what we're actually going to see here with the rainfall. We may get a ½ inch of rain in some areas at the most. If we have a storm, we could see up to an inch of rain, so I'm not too concerned about major flash flooding tonight, and no organized severe weather expected. Not much to this really, just a lot of rain as it moves through, but you could hear a rumble out there, may wake you up late tonight. There's 9 o'clock to midnight. We see that wet weather starting to push in here towards Coleman, Aniana, Tuscaloosa, and Utah, and then during the early morning hours impacting areas further south and east. You can see there through Gadsden, Talladega, over towards Alabaster, Rockford, Ashland, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and when we wake up, rain's tapering off. And then for the day tomorrow, we start off with a lot of clouds, a chilly day, maybe some sunshine after lunchtime, but in these kind of setups, it's tough to get these clouds out of here, so we may have some filtered sun through most of the day with those high clouds still streaming in from the southwest. If we do see some sun tomorrow in the afternoon, by tomorrow night, it won't take long. The clouds build right back in here, and that's when we deal with kind of overcast, chilly weather. Temperatures stay above freezing, however, with the cloud blanket over us, but it's going to be jacket weather in the Saturday morning. There's a look at the start of the day. Mainly dry. Don't see a lot of rain. Most of the showers should be confined to the Tennessee Valley for most of the day, but I can't rule out maybe a sprinkle, but not too bad there. You can see dry for most of the day, and then Saturday night and Sunday, well, here comes the wet weather. There's Sunday morning by 8 o'clock, especially in areas to the north, and this will transition south. So later in the morning, some of this rain is going to start working south towards Clanton and Rockford. So it's going to be around a little bit longer there on Sunday, possibly as late as lunchtime for parts of the area. After that, well, we finally see the weather changing, and we see a stretch of dry weather. We actually bumped up the temperatures. I know we were talking 50s next week, but the forecast guidance coming in a bit warmer, and with it being drier, some sunshine, I could certainly see that possibility of a nice warm up. So we went with 60s there. I want to bring meteorologist Jill Gilardi in, and Jill, we were talking about next week. Looks like a pattern change finally happening here. I know we were in this rainy pattern throughout the week, but next week it looks like finally a stretch there with some sunshine in the mix and time to finally dry out around the state.
Yeah, 5 days at least of dry weather it's looking like, and as we go beyond the 7-day, as we start off with just temperatures, still looking like the 8 to 14 day time frame will be looking at above normal temperatures, highs and lows. Now it starts to get a little wetter, but nothing too extreme as we get to the 8 to 14 day period. And let's look beyond the 7-day and see if there are any days where we need to keep a watch on, because I know we're going to be quiet for about a week, but will there be any active weather after that? So let's just kind of go through and see if we see the instability meeting up with the wind shear at any point in time. So I did stop the clock on the 7th, so we'll watch around the 7th, seeing some instability and some wind shear. Again, not a guarantee it pans out, but again, you look this far out, you look for trends, and so we're looking at, okay, something maybe around the 7th, something maybe around the 10th. So again, we might start to get more active again, so take advantage of the quiet weather while you can. Next week is looking fantastic, and Wes will have more on those little showers that we're tracking coming up here very shortly.
Yeah, Jill, check this out. A little bit of rain there starting to come down around the Sullivan area. That's going to move over towards Beaverton. Nothing severe, but that rain starting to pick up across parts of West Alabama. We'll be back. We had a special visitor today. We're going to introduce you to one of our special storm trackers, and also we'll check out the forecast for Out the Door tomorrow morning with Mickey. More to come here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Getting live breaking news and local updates has never been easier. That's because we're on your side with the WBRC streaming app. Need updates between newscasts? You can catch up quick here. And when we're live on TV, we're live here too, giving you more ways to get caught up with everything happening where you live. Plus, exclusive videos from your First Alert Weather team. It's easy to use and it's free. Just search WBRC on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV. WBRC Fox 6 News is on your side.
You've got enough to worry about every day. That's why the First Alert Weather team is on your side, so you can plan with confidence and take the worry out of weather. With exclusive First Alert AccuTrack, we pinpoint storms before they arrive. And with Weather Every 6, you are always informed. Alabama's weather changes fast, but we're working even faster, updating and alerting you first. We know your plans are important. This is why we First Alert.
Every morning on Good Day Alabama, we're on your side, trying to get you where you're going safely. First Alert Traffic updates you on slowdowns and gives you alternate routes. Having more reporters covering the roads you drive on gives you even more info to help you know more about why it happened and when it will be cleared. On air, online, and on the app. That's the advantage of having the most reporters on your side. That's the advantage of Good Day Alabama.
I get calls and emails all the time from people wanting to know how cities, counties, and the state are spending their tax dollars. I'm Jennifer Horton, and I investigate how your tax dollars are being used because I don't want your money or mine wasted or fraudulently spent by politicians in power. That's why WBRC Fox 6 News investigates. We're on your side, following the paper trail, asking the tough questions, and giving you the facts. Contact us when you need a team on your side.
Well, today we had a very special visitor here at WBRC. A couple days ago, I received an email from the Holston family in Clara, Alabama, and this is Avery, a big WBRC Fox 6 weather fan, and she was tracking storms apparently while we were tracking active weather the other day. So I reached out and invited Avery to WBRC Fox 6 so she could actually track storms with me on the big screen here in the First Alert Weather Center. And I just want to thank Avery and her mom for visiting today, and it was just such a fun time. And you can see there she was actually doing a great job. She was a natural. She walked right out to the green wall and was moving the map around, tracking storms, but it was just such a joy to spend some time with Avery. She is just so sweet and just an incredible future, bright and future meteorologist there. I believe we have a great storm tracker on the way, Avery helping us out, and I am certainly Avery's biggest fan, and I want to thank her for stopping to meet us at WBRC Fox 6 and for stopping by the Weather Center. We got a little bit of rain out there for parts of the area. Off to the north and west, some showers moving across Lamar County that we're tracking, and that rain's going to be moving in tonight. I mentioned colder tomorrow morning. Let's check in with Mickey for another update on that out-the-door forecast.
Well, let's take a look at what you need to wear for tomorrow and check it out. We do have some rain now in the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. So a rain jacket's a good idea, umbrella, something like that. Now it is going to be a little bit windy. There's a front coming through, so a rain jacket might be a better idea than an umbrella. Look at these wind gusts, these future wind gusts going into tomorrow morning. That's pretty substantial. It begins to die down a little bit by 8 a.m. and continues to subside. Now, if you're headed to the bus stop with those kiddos, it looks like they'll need a rain jacket or something early in the morning. But as we get into the afternoon hours, it's going to be cool now, but the rain should taper off. Might even get to see that sunshine tomorrow. Got some gymnastics meets we want to talk about. First of all, Alabama is hosting Missouri. Is it Missouri they're hosting tomorrow? The Tigers, 59 degrees right around 3 p.m. The meet is at 5 p.m. there at Coleman Coliseum, and just outside the meet, it's going to be a little bit cool, but it should be dry. The same holds true for Auburn at the Auburn Arena, taking on the University of Kentucky. The big meet's at 6:30, but just before it, sunshine, and then cooling off into the 50s outside the meet, but it should stay dry. So our weather for those meets looking pretty good.
Thanks a lot there, Mickey. This weekend, watching Saturday and into Sunday for another chance of rain, but liking that weather next week. If you're looking for a stretch of dry weather, highs in the 60s. Overnight temperatures staying above freezing. And don't forget, First Alert Weather app. We post frequent updates and alert you if we see any suspicious weather on the horizon. We pass along those custom updates. So make sure if you don't have it, it's free. You can download the First Alert Weather app. Just search WBRC in your app store. Traffic and weather updates there frequently throughout the day. And of course, I'll be back tonight with the updates at 9, 9:30, and 10. Be sure to join us on WBRC Fox 6 News. Have a great evening.